Welcome to another great week. Last week we talked about adversity and overcoming it, and all the things that happen in your life and how to plan for it. While I was talking about that and I was writing about that, it made me realize something. To get to adversity, it has a lot to do with people's perception. And it made me think that perception is most people's reality. So, what is perception? Perception, the definition of it, is the process of using the senses to acquire information about the surrounding environment or situation. It's also an impression, an attitude or understanding based on what is observed through your thoughts. So, what is your perception of your career, your life, your finances? Is your perception part of the problem or part of the solution? Now let's talk about a person's perception. I believe a person's perception is their reality. Now let me explain that. If your perception of the economy right now and of anything that's happening in the world, and it's dying and buying anything is not the right time and it doesn't make sense to do so, and there's no way anybody should invest, that is your reality. Now I wouldn't be able to explain why it is the right time to invest or buy or do whatever it is, because your perception is your reality, and I don't believe I'd be able to change it if you're so passionate about it. So, what does the people take that you take your guidance from? Your mom, your dad, your friends, your coach, what do they sound like? What is their perception on things, and how does it affect you? Now, you might be the mom, the dad, the boss, the friend, the coach, giving the perception. That's when you really have to think of the things that you're saying. Now, 80% of Americans worry about things that never happen. That means you worry about a whole lot of stuff. And you worry about stuff that doesn't even happen or ever going to happen. So that means once one of those, all those hundreds of things you're worried about, when one of them happens, you almost say like, I knew it. You see, you tell me I'm a worrier, but I worry for the right reasons because I worried about this and it happened. Well, that's just been one of the 300 things that happen in your life. So if you have to worry about so much, your perception is that those things are going to come true. And how often does your worry spill over to others? At home with your kids, they follow your direction. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. I was with my kids. They were riding their bikes, and a neighbor child came up to my 4-year-old son and asked him, hey, did you get a new bike? And my son answered yes, enthusiastically. The child then told my son that he wanted a new bike. But the reason he couldn't get a new bike was because of the economy. And I had to think, the economy. Then it hit me. He was saying economy. So how would a 5-year-old child talking to my 4-year-old son know that he couldn't get a bike because of the economy, the economy? That means somewhere in his house it spilled over to his child that whatever was happening in the economy is the reason why they can't afford things. So believe me, what you say of your perception spills over to other people, and you don't even know it. So please do this. Think who you've talked to about your career just in the last 8 hours. Then you can really see, are you part of the problem or the solution? Were you saying things that were negative or saying things that your perception of whatever industry you're in, if it's real estate, if it's finance, whatever it is, if your perception of it, how did it relate to others? I have something for you today. Please write down all the things that you're grateful for today. And then with that, start writing thank you cards to all the people that you're thankful for. Please, no emails. Spend the money on the stamp. The reason why is, how do you feel when you get a thank you card uninspected in the mail? So when you open your mailbox and there's a thank you card and you open it, you go, wow, that was special. Let me tell you, when I write thank you cards, I feel special when I'm writing them. Spend the money on the stamp. It'll also put you in the right state of mind to win and to change your perception about a lot of things and a lot of people. Let me ask you this. Every time you're going to answer someone about any adversity that you have or anything that's going on in your life, personal, financial, career, please stop yourself this week. Now, because what you're going to say is going to affect their perception on the reality they believe. So do me a favor. Anytime something comes up, stop. Answer. Things are a challenge, but it's all part of the journey. And I love to travel. It'll put a smile on their face, and it'll make you giggle a little bit too. Because it is. It's all part of the journey. Believe me, change your perception. It will change your life. Have fun this week and make some dreams come true.